If you own a successful supplement brand that you're growing and scaling off of Amazon, or if you just started a supplement brand and you're thinking about getting it on Amazon, in my opinion, Amazon is one of the best channels to grow and scale your supplement brand. I've launched my own supplement brand, MMA Nutrition, back in 2018, 100% on Amazon after failing launching it in gyms and stores. I've also helped over 100 supplement brands grow and scale on Amazon. And let me tell you this, before COVID, people were worried about Amazon. They said, I don't know if I want to get my product on Amazon. After COVID, every single supplement brand was knocking on my door saying, hey, we need to get on Amazon. Everyone's on Amazon. And listen, I agree with them. Every single customer is now shopping on Amazon. If you're not on Amazon, you're missing out on a ton of opportunity. And let me tell you this, Amazon will not take away from your sales on your direct to consumer, on your Shopify. Amazon customers are Amazon customers. Shopify customers are Shopify customers. People's shopping behavior doesn't really change. I personally buy everything on Amazon. I rarely ever want to buy anything off of Amazon. The only reason I bought something on Shopify the other day was because Ridge Wallet has that super cool design of a wallet and they did not have it on Amazon. So I went and bought it on their store. But besides that, I buy everything on Amazon. My wife buys everything on Amazon. But here's the deal. Amazon is complicated, getting on it is complicated, and if you don't nail the honeymoon phase, you will get destroyed. So in this video, I want to give you a step-by-step guide on exactly how to launch your supplement brand on Amazon the right way. Last year, Trivia managed over 600 million in revenue on Amazon, so I will give you every single thing that I know from launching supplement brands successfully on Amazon. All right, step number 1, getting your Seller Central account. So this is pretty straightforward. Go to Seller Central, sign up for an account. It's gonna ask you for business information, banking information, EIN information. You're gonna have to put a picture of your driver's license with your face. Listen, please be very, very, very careful when you do this. Your business information, your banking information, your address, all of it needs to line up. Don't have a bank that says one thing, a business address that says another. Amazon is utilizing a massive algorithm and a massive computer to scan your documents. There is no human beings. You cannot talk to anyone. Give up on trying to talk to a person. Embrace the fact that you have to get it past a computer. So make sure that everything is congruent. Once you fill everything out, they're gonna send you a physical code in the mail. So make sure that the address that you have is a real physical address where that mail is gonna come in. You're gonna get it in the mail, open it up, put in that code, and it will unlock your Seller Central account. So that's step number 1. It's a little bit of a bitch, takes about 2 weeks to get that code, but from there, now you have an account. You have to go for the professional account. The individual account is useless, right? You are a professional business, you need a professional account. $40 a month is nothing. Step number 2, fill out all of your information. So make sure that your phone number, your email, your tax identification number, your banking information, all of that stuff is filled in correctly. You do not want to miss anything. Just go to the settings tab and try and fill everything out correctly. Then from there, you need to build the listing. This is gonna be your product listing. On Amazon, we call it an ASIN, Amazon Specific Identification Number. In my opinion, there's a couple parts to the listing. Number 1, the skeleton. This is where you're gonna put the product weight, the dimensions, the size, the price, the UPC code, the SKU. One thing to note about the UPC, you have to buy the UPC from GS1 barcodes. So that's gs1.org. If you buy them anywhere else, I don't care, Amazon is not gonna accept them. If you do not own the GS1 account and clearly have access to that barcode, someone else could hijack your barcode. I've seen it happen too many times. So just make sure it's your own GS1 account, it's your own UPC code. Now, if you already have a different UPC code on your product, it's completely fine. Just get a new UPC code and then get those labels, give it to your warehouse and have them relabel. It's not a big deal. Now, once we've built the skeleton of the product listing, next is the SEO and the images. So SEO is pretty simply the title, the bullet points, and the back-end search terms. The title needs to be the highest SEO value. I did a full video here with Brandon Young, the founder of Data Dive, with the exact step-by-step process on how to build your title, bullet points, and back-end search terms to have the maximum amount of SEO. And finally, you need the imagery, which is the main image, the listing images, the brand story, and the premium A+ content. So what the main image is gonna be the thing that shows up in the search results. Think of your product on a shelf on Amazon, and when someone types in electrolyte powder, for example, they're gonna see your product next to everyone else. Your product main image needs to be very enticing. There needs to be eye candy. And if there's any sort of selling points that you can have on the product, make sure that you include that. Now, some people think a picture of the product is good enough. I hate photographs. The product looks super cheap in photographs. You need a 3D render, a very nice 3D render. And what you need is to manipulate that 3D render and the labeling and the packaging to really showcase selling points. So if you look at MMA Nutrition here, on the lid, I have 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 calories. I have a badge that says made in the USA. Those are all elements that can attract people to look at my product first and then potentially click on it. Next is gonna be the listing images. There's 6 to 8 listing images that you can add on there. Now here's what you have to think about. If I take my phone and I swipe through image number 2, 3, 4, Those need to be infographics that sell me on why your product is better than everyone else on the market, what makes it better, all the benefits, features, all of that stuff. And again, I need to be sold just by swiping. If there's any image that does not immediately sell me on why this is the best product ever, it is a waste of real estate and you are gonna lose that sale. Next, under the images, you have videos. If you have any sort of user-generated content, you can add that on there. Anything that can sell your product, anything that can convince people why they should buy your product. If you don't have that, I like to use platforms like Join Brands or Incense, where I can just pay creators to make content, testimonials, whatever, and then I can just add them to my Amazon listing. From there, we need a brand story. In the brand story, I wanna showcase my mission, vision, values, any sort of social proof. This is where I want customers to connect with my brand. I want them to know who the founder is. This is made in the USA. I'm the founder of this brand. I'm a minority. I'm a chemical engineer. I'm an MMA fighter, right? All of these aspects of my brand that make me special, that make me unique, I want people to connect with me on that. And under that is the premium A+ content. This is where I beautifully sell my product. Again, not a lot of text, not a lot of talking. Image, text, fast. Sell. Unique selling points, benefits. I want to convince people very quickly why my product is better than everyone else and why they should buy it. Now we have a Seller Central account and we have a product listing. One thing to keep in mind is, as a supplement brand, there are two very important documents you're gonna need. A certificate of analysis from an ISO certified lab and a CGMP from your manufacturer. So always have those ready to go. Make sure they're not expired, because at a moment's notice, Amazon could ask for those documents. Funny story. 2 days after my wedding, right in my honeymoon, I was in Dubai with my wife. Amazon sent me a notice and said, you have 24 hours to give us your certificate of analysis and your CGMP. I contacted my manufacturer for the CGMP. It took more than 1 day for him to get back to me, and my listing got suppressed and I lost all of my revenue on my honeymoon. So anyways, make sure that you always have that shit on deck. Next, you wanna send inventory to Amazon. Listen, FBM does not work. Fulfilled by merchant does not work. If your competitors are selling FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, they have the Prime badge, their shipping is way faster, Amazon will not give you a chance to succeed. So make sure that you send inventory to Amazon. You can easily do that. Go into the inventory, send inventory to Amazon, create a shipping plan. Shipping plan is basically UPS shipping partnered through Amazon. So it's super cheap. All you need is the box configuration. So the dimensions, the weight, how many units in a box, the number of boxes that you want to send, and then you send those labels to your warehouse, they stick it on, UPS picks it up, sends it to Amazon. It'll probably take a day because they're gonna send it to the closest warehouse. And then from there, it'll take probably a couple of weeks for Amazon to fully receive the inventory and send it all around the FC. You'll see it says FC transfer, which is fulfillment center transfer. They're moving it around the country and they're making sure it's available. Do not open your listing until all the units are available, or 80% of the units are available. What has happened is I've sent inventory to Amazon, 10 out of the 1,000 were available. I opened up my listing and people started seeing in stock May 25th, and let's say like it's May 3rd right now, you know what I mean? Or in stock May 18th and it's May 5th right now. So you have to avoid all of that. Make sure that the listing is closed, because the second that you open the listing and make your first sale, the honeymoon phase starts, and that is the most critical phase on Amazon. All right, so what's the honeymoon phase? The honeymoon phase is the first 30 to 45 days on Amazon, where Amazon is learning about your product. If you sell products really well and if your unit sales velocity is high, Amazon will give you that flywheel effect. It will rank you organically a lot higher. You're gonna see your ranking very high compared to your competitors who have thousands of reviews. You're gonna be like, what the hell, I'm ranking super high on all these big keywords. But that's because in the honeymoon phase, Amazon is learning about you. So they wanna show you up high. And if they see that you're converting, when they're showing you up high in the search results, your organic rank is gonna continue to climb, and you're gonna make all of those free sales from Amazon. You're not gonna have to keep paying for sales. But with that being said, how do you master the honeymoon phase? Number one, have a perfect listing. Do not cut corners. You need to have the best listing on the market. So when you create your listing images, you need to compare them with your top competitors. And if you don't beat your top competitors, don't launch. You have to beat your top competitors visually, selling perspective, from a selling point perspective, from a USP perspective. And then Amazon is monitoring your unit sales velocity. So anything that you could do to influence selling more and more units in that honeymoon phase, that is gonna be critical. And how to do that is through PPC. So you need to have a really good Amazon pay-per-click advertising strategy. I have so many videos, I'm gonna link in the description, step by step how to do Amazon PPC. But the gist is you need to identify the highest, most relevant search volume keywords. Launch those in single keyword campaigns with very high bids and very high budgets. You need to have auto campaigns. You need to have product targeting campaigns. And you need to be spending a lot of money every single day. Initially, you're gonna spend 100, make 100. Spend 200, make 200. Spend 400, make 400. And then as your conversion rate improves, you're gonna spend 500, make 900. You're gonna spend 600, make 2,000. 2,000. You're gonna spend 1,000, make 3,000. And you're gonna continue to scale, and Amazon's gonna see that sales velocity increase, and they're gonna rank you higher and higher organically. Not only that, but you have to stay in stock. If you run out of stock, it is like cutting both of your legs. You will not succeed on Amazon ever if you run out of stock. I've ran out of stock so many times. I was doing this, and then I ran out of stock, and it was like, oh, it was so hard to even come close to what I was doing in revenue or the momentum that I had, right? So no matter what you do, never run out of stock on Amazon. Always overestimate, always have 3 times more than what you think you can sell, because if you start selling well and you run out of stock, it kills all of your momentum. It kills everything, all the efforts that you've done to succeed on Amazon, it kills it all. So make sure that you're super well in stock. And now one final thing, you will not succeed on Amazon without reviews. So make sure that you have a very strong review strategy. Make sure that you're consistently asking your customers for reviews. You cannot incentivize them. Read the terms of service. You can't give something in exchange for getting reviews, but you can ask and ask and ask and ask. And especially if you have a big following, if you have a lot of people following you, and you say, hey, we just launched on Amazon and people buy, please leave us a review on Amazon. If you have any sort of insert cards, right, in your product, like for example, Mind Valley is the best example of this. With Mind Valley, you buy the product and it comes with an app. So when you get the product, you also download the app, and as you take the focus supplement, you put on a focus meditation and you become more focused. Now they have your customer data. Now they have your contact information, and they can send push notifications and they can send emails and SMS or whatever to get you to leave a review on their product on Amazon. And that's pretty genius in my opinion. And then my final and bonus tip, if you can drive external traffic outside of Amazon into Amazon, right? And it doesn't have to be direct traffic, but for example, TikTok Shop. If you're blowing up on TikTok Shop and you get that halo effect on Amazon, if you're running a ton of ads on Facebook and you get that halo effect on Amazon, you are going to rank so beautifully and you're going to make so much money, and you're going to have all of that overflow effect, because a certain number of people, just like me, who see your ads on Facebook, they click, they're like, wow, this is super interesting. Are you on Amazon? They go, they find you on Amazon, and then they buy you there. Don't try and track attribution and any of that shit. Just let it all go. If you're performing well on TikTok Shop, if you're performing well with Facebook ads, you're gonna get a huge halo effect and a benefit on Amazon. So try and continue to scale off of Amazon, and that will only benefit your Amazon. And as long as you're positioned perfectly with a really good listing, with good reviews and amazing imagery to convert those people into customers, you're gonna succeed. And also, do not forget lifetime value. So make sure that you have that subscribe and save going on. Make sure that you have the initial subscribe and save discount. So what I like to do is do 15% off your first subscribe and save, or 25% off your first subscribe and save, which means generally you would get 15% off as a subscriber, but for the first one, you're gonna get an extra 25% off to really incentivize people to subscribe, and then now they're on subscription, and that lifetime value keeps increasing and increasing and increasing. And if you're capturing customer data, you can always retarget and remarket and get them back into your funnel and get them buying more and more products on Amazon. And if you're utilizing Amazon DSP, for example, which is Amazon's demand side platform, you can target people who purchased from you but have not repurchased in the last 90 days and get back in front of them and hopefully get them to convert again and have a higher and higher lifetime value. If you're a supplement brand and interested in launching on Amazon, the link is in the description. Feel free to reach out to Trivium, my team, and I'm happy to help with anything you guys need. We can help you get set up on Amazon the right way and grow and scale profitably. See you guys in the next video.